Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know where I've been for the past few weeks. For everyone else, I went to Paris. I'm 22, I've just finished a huge chapter in my life, and I thought, what better way to celebrate than to finally take the trip I've been dreaming about since I was a little girl? This wasn't just a vacation. It was a promise I made to myself. So grab a coffee, get comfy, because I am about to spill all the details of my solo adventure in the City of Light. My first morning in Paris felt completely surreal. I woke up to the sound of distant church bells and the smell of fresh croissants wafting up from the bakery below my tiny Airbnb in La Mer. I remember just standing by the window, looking out at the classic Parisian rooftops and thinking, I'm actually here. The first thing I did, I put on a cute outfit, grabbed my tote bag, and went on a mission for the best pain au chocolat. I found this little boulangerie on a cobblestone side street, and let me tell you, it was life-changing, flaky, buttery, with the perfect amount of chocolate. I sat on a little bench in the Place des Vosges, savoring every single bite and just watching the world go by. It was the perfect, simple start to my adventure. One of the biggest things I wanted to do was just get lost in the city. I'm a planner usually, but I told myself I had to let go of the itinerary for at least a few days. Best decision ever. I spent hours just wandering through the streets of Saint-Germain-des-Prés, popping into old bookshops and discovering hidden courtyards I'd never have found otherwise. One afternoon, I stumbled upon the most beautiful little flower market. The colors were incredible. I bought myself a small bouquet of peonies just because carrying those flowers through the streets of Paris made me feel like I was in my own movie. It's those small, unplanned moments that really stick with you, you know. Of course, you can't go to Paris without seeing the icons. But seeing the Eiffel Tower for the first time, especially at night when it sparkles, is a moment I will never, ever forget. I literally gasped. It's one of those things you see in pictures your whole life, but nothing prepares you for seeing it in person. I didn't go up it on my first day. Instead, I had a little picnic on the Champ de Mars with some cheese, a baguette, and a bottle of Orangina. It was perfect. I also spent a whole day at the Louvre. Pro tip: book your tickets way in advance. It was overwhelming and amazing all at once. Seeing the Mona Lisa is a must, but my favorite part was getting lost in the less crowded wings, discovering sculptures and paintings that took my breath away. One of my favorite, most unexpected experiences was a cooking class one signed up for on a whim. It was a macaron-making class, taught by a real Parisian pastry chef named Jean-Pierre. He was hilarious and so passionate. The kitchen was in this beautiful old apartment, and there were only about 6 of us in the class. We learned the art of macaronage, which is the technique of folding the batter. It's much harder than it looks. We made pistachio and raspberry macarons, and at the end, we all sat around a table, eating our creations and talking. It was such a lovely way to connect with people and learn something truly French. Plus, now I have a skill to impress everyone back home. A huge part of this trip for me was about stepping out of my comfort zone. Traveling solo as a 22-year-old can be a little intimidating, but it was also incredibly empowering. I learned to navigate the metro system like a pro. I practiced my rusty French with patient shopkeepers, and I even got comfortable with the idea of eating dinner alone. One evening, I found this tiny, cozy bistro and had a table for one. I ordered coq au vin, enjoyed a glass of red wine, and just people watched. But instead of feeling lonely, I felt so independent and at peace. It taught me that I really enjoy my own company, and that's a pretty amazing discovery to make. Let's talk about Montmartre. This neighborhood has my heart. It feels like a village within the city. I spent a whole afternoon climbing the winding stairs up to the Sacre. The view from the top is absolutely breathtaking. You can see all of Paris stretched out below you. Afterwards, I wandered over to the place du Tertre, where all the artists are set up with their easels. The creative energy there is just incredible. I sat for a caricature, which was so much fun. The artist made me laugh the whole time. It's my favorite souvenir from the trip. Montmartre is just pure magic, filled with so much history and charm. On one of my last days, I took a day trip to the Palace of Versailles. Walking through the Hall of Mirrors was just wow. It's impossible to imagine the history that took place in that very room. But honestly, the gardens were my favorite part. They are endless. I rented a little rowboat on the Grand Canal, and I just floated around for an hour, soaking in the sunshine and the sheer grandeur of it all. It felt like stepping back in time. If you go to Paris, you have to set aside a full day for Versailles. It's an experience you won't forget. It was a day of pure, unapologetic royal fantasy. As my trip came to an end, I spent my last evening on a sunset cruise along the Seine. Seeing all the landmarks lit up from the water was the most beautiful farewell to the city. It gave me time to reflect on the whole experience. This trip was about so much more than just seeing pretty sights. It was about proving to myself that I could be independent, that I could navigate the world on my own terms, and that it's okay to invest in your own dreams. Paris was everything I hoped for and so much more. It challenged me, it inspired me, and it filled me with a sense of wonder. So, if you're thinking about taking that solo trip you've been dreaming of, whether it's to Paris or somewhere else, this is your sign to just do it. Book the ticket. It will be one of the most rewarding things you ever do for yourself. You learn so much about the world, and even more about who you are. Thank you so much for coming along on this little journey with me today. I hope it inspired you a little bit. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next adventure. Let me know in the comments what your dream destination is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.